Well, to millions of you around the world, Reverend Jesse Jackson, was an icon. He was an inspiration and a legend. We just heard that from Pierre. But to Santita Jackson, he was dad. I'm joined now by Reverend Jesse Jackson's daughter, singer and radio host Santita Jackson. It is an honor to have you with us.
I'm honored to be with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we have been reflecting a lot on your father, the public Reverend Jesse Jackson. But if you don't mind, take us home with you. Tell us about Jesse Jackson, your dad.
Well, if I could, I would like to speak to something that you just spoke about in the previous segment. My father was a man of tremendous courage. Indeed, he was the most threatened political presidential candidate in history up to that point in time. And he had to get his Secret Service protection well in advance of the January 1st start date. I think it was either the first or second day that he was running. And he was part of a group of men and women who were willing to die for their beliefs. We walked into those campaigns really wondering if he was going to be alive. That was a very, very real issue that we dealt with as a family. And our father and mother were very, very serious about our religious moorings, about our religious grounding. Indeed, that was the first thing that was one last thing that your father will ask you to do before you go away to college. He said, one more thing. I want you to find a church. He said, baby, because the storms of life, they hit without warning. And if your soul is not anchored in the Lord, you'll never make it. And that is grounded in his deep, deep, deep belief in God and as a Christian. And so that's part of my experience of Jesse Jackson of Reverend Jesse Jackson as a father. But of course, I can think of the fact that he took parenting seriously. He took our family seriously. So because he faced so many death threats before he ran for president, quite frankly, his presidential runs to us were more of the same in terms of the threats to his life. He made everything special. Every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every event, he would take us to work with him, not just in Chicago, but all around the country and all around the world, because he wanted us to see things. He said, I'm not going to leave you a lot of money. The money I've made, I follow Dr. King's example, I give it to the movement. But what I will try to do is give you a rich life, rich experiences where you're going to meet people, you're going to see things. Some of them will be famous, some of them will not be, but they will all be important. And so, like he didn't miss my prom night, my senior prom, which moved me greatly. Was on his way out of town to work. And he got to the airport and he said, I can't miss my baby. I can't miss this. So when I heard him coming to my room, I screamed and sang to my girlfriends. I said, oh my goodness, that's my daddy. Oh. Any others are going to miss this? I said, oh my goodness. And then my baby sister said, oh, look, he's going to get married. My father said, be quiet. Don't say that. Oh, there was always a lot of humor with him. But I have to tell you, it's wonderful to have, because he will always be that wonderful father. And I say that in this broader context because Black men in particular have been pummeled. They have really not, the truth has not been told about them. The CDC came out with a study in 2014 or 2015 that showed that the most involved father in America indeed is the Black father. And my father wanted to be in our lives. He wanted to be present for us. That was a great present. He said, the greatest present I can give you is my presence. And so there was never a day in my life where I didn't speak with him. Every secretary that he hired, he said, you must always call me. Whatever I'm doing, when my children or my wife call, put them through. It doesn't matter. I don't care if I'm talking to Mike Walton, Dan Rather, the president. You always put my children through. So I never, I always felt that he was present. And even now, I feel his presence. I feel his presence.
And by being present, it seems like you felt free to pursue everything that you loved. You're singing My goodness, you shared the stage with Roberta Flack, an absolute legend. I'd love to know if he was able to get front row to a concert. But just and your even your journalism, your advocacy, your speaking engagements, you seem to be able to live the life that you really wanted to live, and he loved every moment of it.
And he was so encouraging. I remember I couldn't get nervous when I sang the national anthem at the Clinton inauguration in '97. Um, he always believed in me, sometimes more than I believed in myself. And if I wanted to switch careers midstream, which I did a few times in my life, he was very encouraging. He said, "Do you know what a Renaissance woman is, Santita?" I said, "Okay." My mother said, "Do you know what confusion is?" He said, "You have all of these gifts and you should use them all." I guess before it was fashionable, he was a girl dad. He told me he never wanted me to be beholden to a man or his money. He said, "If you marry, that's great." He said, "But a marriage is not an accomplishment, it's something you do. You can have a full life without that. What I want for you to do is to become the whole human being that God sent you here to be." And he always encouraged that. But he did that with each one of us. My parents said that, our parents said that we don't love our children equally, we love them adequately. That is, each one of us had different gifts and challenges, and they met them. And he was never too busy to do that. He was always, always, always there. And I know that to be absent in the body is to be present with the Lord, and that is what gives me so much comfort today. Um, because he is no longer in pain, he's no longer suffering, he's no longer needing us to do anything for him because he was so independent. He has run his race. He has completed his assignment. He was faithful to the assignment that Dr. King gave to him more than 60 years ago. And to that dream that he had to become a preacher, just like his grandfather. And and so all I can say is job well done.
I'll tell you, you seem to wrap it up perfectly there, but we found a really fun moment, Santita, and I hope you don't mind.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I think you're going to get a kick out of this. You're going to remember this. You and your siblings weren't the only kids that your dad loved to spend time with. Do you remember this moment? Take a listen.
Ready on the stump? Yeah. Okay, here we go. I am somebody. I am somebody. I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. I may be small, but I am somebody.
Oh, what I would love to see your reaction right now. That was such an iconic, there it is. There's that smile, that iconic moment on Sesame Street. And all those kids, a lot of people heard him and they believed him, including every single one of those children on Sesame Street. What do those words mean to you? I am somebody. Oh, there we go. I'm going to take, yep, unmute.
I
That's all right.
apologize. My father actually he grew up against the odds. He was born to a an unwed teenage mother, a Black person in apartheid America in the Jim Crow South. And he had a lot of no's, and yet somehow or
Let's show
another,
clips like that.
he believed in himself. He believed in God, and he believed that God believed in him. I heard someone say that. And so when I see that clip, which I did see in real time, because that is my age group, I was very moved. I didn't quite understand it until I got older and saw the roadblocks that face many of us. I think as a woman, you can understand that. As a Black person, as a Black woman, I mean, I think all of us have something. And he just wanted everyone to know that you matter. even if you go home and you might be treated like you do not count. He wanted you to know that if there's just one person in your life who believes in you, know that I'm that one. And and I think that he saved a lot of lives and he built a lot of people. He did a lot of good in this world. And and for that, I'm just so grateful for his legacy that I pray will live on and on and on.
Well, he sure raised one fabulous Santita Jackson. Thank you so much for joining me, Santita.
Blessings to you. I'm glad to see you. I've been following you for a long time. Happy to see you.
Great to see you too.